The guardian of the bridge. Ian and his family had always dreamed of escaping the city, so when they bought a small property in the English countryside, it felt like a fresh beginning. They imagined gardens, animals, and quiet evenings under open skies. Their first night home, they returned late from a grocery run. As the car turned down the narrow lane leading to their farmhouse, Ian noticed a large white and black dog trotting beside them. It kept perfect pace with the car until they reached the old stone bridge, then vanished. Probably a farmer's sheepdog, Ian thought, and didn't give it another moment. But the pattern continued. Whenever they drove the lane after dark, the dog appeared, always at the same spot, always escorting them to the bridge, always disappearing the moment they reached it. They heard its bark at night, low and distant. The children begged to stop and coax it into the car, but whenever Ian slowed, the dog simply blinked out of sight. One evening at the pub, Ian finally asked about it. He'd spent hours listening to local tales from a man named Jack, stories of mischief, legends, and the sort of half-true folklore every old village collects. As Ian pulled on his coat to leave, he paused. "Jack," he said, "who owns the white dog that runs beside my car at night?" Jack's expression changed. He set down his pint. "You might want to sit back down for this one." Ian did. Jack took a long drink, then began. "Your farm sits on what used to be the Corcoran estate. Their daughter, Rachel, had a dog named Remy, a loyal thing she raised from a pup. He followed her everywhere. When she went out riding, he'd wait up the lane and escort her home. One night, a storm rolled in, rain like knives, wind howling. Rachel was returning from her aunt's house, and there was Remy, soaked to the bone but waiting for her. He trotted beside her horse as always, until they reached the bridge. That's when he stopped. He growled, barked, tried to block her path. Her horse shied and pranced, refusing to cross. Rachel scolded Remy, tried again, but he wouldn't budge. He even jumped up, paws on her leg, begging her not to go on. She ignored him. She turned her horse toward the bridge, and Remy leapt in front, nipping at the horse's chest. The horse reared, forcing Rachel to dismount. She tried to lead it across, but Remy planted himself in the center of the bridge, snarling, refusing to let her pass. She led the horse back to the road, furious, and then she heard it. A crack, a groan, a roar of water. She turned just in time to see the bridge collapse. The river had risen too high, eaten away the supports. Remy howled once before the water swept him away. Jack's voice softened. Rachel searched for him for days. They found him miles downstream. She buried him at the head of the lane. There's a stone marker there still. And ever since, Remy's spirit has walked that lane. Horses, wagons, cars, he escorts them all. If he blocks the bridge, you turn around. It means danger, and if anyone tries to harm him, well, the stories don't end kindly. Jack drained his pint. Ian stared at him. A ghost dog. Jack, come on. He looks solid enough. Jack only shook his head. Believe what you want. Just stay on his good side. That night, Ian drove home half expecting to see the dog, but Remy didn't appear. The next morning, he told the story to his family, and the children insisted on finding the marker. They did, a simple stone carved with Remy, the best dog and guardian of the road. From then on, the family greeted their spectral escort with affection. The children rolled down the windows to call his name. The youngest even left dog treats by the lane. Ghost dogs still deserve snacks, she insisted. 10 years later, the neighboring farm was sold to a developer who built a charming bed and breakfast. The new owner, Anna, laughed at Ian's tale, until she saw Remy herself. Soon she had her own stories, Remy blocking the road before a couple of highway robbers could strike, Remy barking frantically when slats on the old bridge had broken, Remy saving lives again and again. Visitors adored the legend. Some left flowers or trinkets at his marker. But not everyone was respectful. One guest, a loud, unpleasant man named Peter, made a point of mocking the story. He bragged that he hated dogs, even ghost ones, and threatened to kill the mutt if it ever came near him. He gathered a group of local toughs, and one night they decided to hunt the ghost dog. They brought a rifle. They waited in the dark. And when Remy appeared beside a passing car, Gil, the youngest of the group, took the shot. The dog vanished. The boys cheered, but the celebration didn't last. Walking home in the dark, Peter didn't see the gaping hole in the bridge. He fell through and drowned in the river below. Gil made it home safely, or so he thought. In the morning, police knocked on his door. His parents and sister had died in a car accident. The bridge had collapsed beneath them during the night. They never stood a chance. There had been no ghostly escort to warn them. Gil had tried to kill the guardian. The bridge has long since been repaired, and travelers still see Remy trotting beside them on most nights. Locals say he's as loyal in death as he was in life, guiding, guarding, and watching over the lane he once walked with the girl he loved. And everyone who hears the tale is given the same warning: never harm the dog who guards the bridge. He protects those who respect him, and abandons those who don't.